My name is Alara, 29 years old. I was standing in front of the mirror, the soft sheen of my veil spilling over my shoulders like moonlight, when my phone started buzzing nonstop. Not a gentle ping or two. This was a full-on assault. Mom, Dad, Aunt Jen, Cousin Sarah, even my brother Liam. My whole family lighting up the screen at once, like there had been a natural disaster and I was the only one not watching the news. My stomach tightened as I picked up, breathless. What's going on? My mother didn't even say hello. Ilara, we need to talk about your wedding date. A cold pinch tightened behind my ribs. Why? Dad's voice cut in from the background, the way it always did when they had already discussed something without me. Sweetheart, there's been a change. My shoulders stiffened. What change? Madison booked her wedding for the same day, Mom said, as if she were reporting the weather. No apology, no hesitation. My chest dropped. What? She didn't have any other Saturdays open at the country club, Mom continued, tone clipped and reasonable, as if she hadn't just detonated my life. Her venue is more expensive, more sophisticated. Dad added helpfully, You'll understand someday. We can't ask her to move it. A sharp ringing filled my ears, buzzing like static. You're asking me to move my wedding? I said slowly. Mom exhaled, irritated by my lack of compliance. Alara, Madison's wedding is the bigger event. Yours is small, intimate. You and Ryan can reschedule. It's not that serious. Not that serious. I felt something inside me jolt, like an earthquake too small to register at first, but enough to crack the foundation. Before I could respond, another voice chimed in from behind the camera. Madison. Her tone was sugary sweet, dripping with that practiced innocence she pulled out any time she wanted something. Lo, don't make this weird, she said, using the nickname she hadn't bothered with in years. My wedding matters to more people. Yours is personal. It'll still be cute any day. You'll get it. Cute. Right. Dad's voice returned, firmer now, the verdict already delivered. We're all attending hers. You can arrange something later and we'll celebrate afterward. A nice backyard dinner. A backyard dinner for my wedding, as if we were grilling hot dogs for a summer holiday. They weren't asking. They were telling. They had already decided who mattered, who didn't. I gripped the phone so tightly I thought I might crack the case. A part of me wanted to scream until the windows rattled. Another part wanted to collapse onto the carpet and sob. But what actually came out of my mouth surprised even me. So none of you are coming if I keep my date? Silence. Thick, guilty, cowardly. Then Mom delivered the sentence that burned into my skin like acid. You'll understand one day. Her wedding is just more important. I didn't blink, didn't breathe, didn't give them a single tear. Thanks, I said softly, my voice eerily steady. I appreciate your honesty. Ilara, Dad started, but I had already hung up. The room felt wrong after that. Too bright, too quiet, too clean, like the moment when the doctor tells you the diagnosis is worse than you feared, and the world tilts but refuses to fall. My phone buzzed again, a new message. Madison. Lo, don't be hurt. You'll understand when you have a real wedding like mine. Love you. A real wedding. My vision blurred, not from crying, not yet, but from the sheer disbelief of it. My own family had finally said out loud what they had implied my entire life. I was the placeholder, the understudy, the daughter who was supposed to make adjustments. For a split second, that old familiar feeling washed over me. Smallness. The same ache I felt when Madison got her first car and I got her hand-me-down bike. When she got the bedroom with the balcony and I got the one with the broken blinds. When she got a graduation party and I got money taped in a card. But then something shifted. Not sadness, not fear, purpose. A slow, rising clarity that felt like standing after being crouched for years. The door swung open and Ryan stepped inside, holding 2 sandwiches and a pack of sparkling water like he had robbed a deli. Hey, babe, who died? You look like you saw a ghost. I told him everything. Every insult, every dismissal, every casual cruelty wrapped in the language of family. He didn't speak for a full 10 seconds. Then he set the sandwiches down, looked me dead in the eye, and said calm but razor sharp, We're not moving our wedding. I know, I whispered. They said hers is more important. Yes. And they're all going? He asked, incredulous. Yes. And they expect us to have a backyard hot dog dinner thing afterward? That almost made me laugh, apparently. He stepped closer, placed both hands on my arms, and looked at me like I was something precious, something worth protecting. Then we're going to give them a show they'll never forget. A slow pulse of electricity climbed through me. What do you mean? You're an event planner, he said. A brilliant one. You create magic for other people every week. You've transformed barns, rooftops, warehouses. If they think your wedding is some cute backyard thing, prove them wrong. His words hit me like a match dragged across dry wood. I could see it, clear as day. The castle, the lights, the gown, the live stream. Millions watching. My family sitting at home in their formal wear for Madison's wedding while the world watched mine. A fire lit behind my ribs. I can pull it off, I breathed. I can actually pull it off. Ryan smiled, slow and sure. Of course you can. I grabbed my laptop, fingers flying as I pulled up contacts I'd collected over years of running events. A castle venue in upstate New York I worked with last year. A production company that owed me after I saved their disastrous bridal shoot. 3 live stream creators who had promised to collaborate whenever I needed them. A dress designer who had sworn, "If you ever get married, I'm begging to design your gown." Today was the day. I called the castle first. "Quick question," I said cheerfully. "What are you doing in 12 days?" The manager nearly screamed. Inside me, something uncurled. Not revenge, not yet, but a quiet promise. If my family wanted to treat my happiness as optional, I would build a celebration that didn't require them at all. Ryan opened a sparkling water and raised it toward me in a toast. "To the best revenge," he said. I clinked my can against his. "The one they'll watch unfold live." The next morning, my alarm hadn't even gone off before my phone lit up with notifications. Emails from vendors, confirmations from creators, a flurry of excited responses from people who genuinely wanted to help. For once, the world seemed to be falling into place for me instead of against me. By 8 a.m., I was pacing inside my office above the donut shop, while my teammates, Ashley and Jenna, stared at me like I'd just announced I was moving to Mars. "You're getting married at Willowcrest Castle," Ashley repeated slowly, "in 12 days. And live streaming it," Jenna added, eyes wide as saucers. "Yes," I said, letting the thrill settle into my bones. Ashley dropped her iced coffee with a thud. "Alara, finally, a client who lets us go wild." "I am the client," I said, tossing her a thick folder of mood boards and sketches. "High romance, soft gold, champagne tones. I want floral installations that look like they grew out of the stone walls, candlelight everywhere. Drama, emotion, magic." Ashley flipped through the pages, squealing. This is the Super Bowl of weddings." Jenna pressed her palms dramatically to her chest. "I'm already crying, and we haven't even ordered the napkins." We spent hours coordinating. Lighting designers, string quartets, drone operators, a 360-degree camera crew. Every piece, every detail, every person I called responded with the same energy. "Yes, of course, we'll make it happen." Then came the dress. I called Harper Lane, the independent designer I'd worked with on editorial shoots. She answered while sketching furiously, the scratch of her pencil audible over the line. "Alara, you vanished for 6 months. Please tell me you're alive." "I'm alive," I said, "and getting married. I want you to design my dress." The pencil hit the floor. "You're lying." "I'm very serious." "Come to my studio in 2 hours," she breathed. "I will clear the day." When I stepped into her studio, the world softened. Bolts of satin, organza, lace, delicate fabrics draped over mannequins like poetry. Harper circled me twice, squinting, already building the dress in her mind. "You need something ethereal," she whispered. "Something that looks like light itself chose you." 2 hours later, she had pinned me into a silk lace mock-up with a train that shimmered under the studio lights. I looked at myself in the mirror, stronger, taller, more sure than I'd ever felt. "You're going to float," Harper said softly. "You're going to be unforgettable." For a moment, my eyes stung, not with sadness, not with longing, but with the odd shock of seeing myself the way others saw me. Strong, deserving, a bride worth celebrating. My phone buzzed again. 20 messages from Mom, 12 from Dad, 6 from Madison. I didn't open any of them. Ryan peeked over my shoulder. "Don't reply. Not yet." I nodded, because he wasn't telling me to be petty. He was telling me I didn't owe my family instant access to my heart. I owed myself peace first. 3 days passed in a blur. The castle, the production crew, the floral team, the dress fittings, it all came together with frightening speed. My calendar looked like a war plan, but for the first time in years, I was excited. And then came the moment Ashley pressed post on the teaser. A modern fairy tale wedding. Live at Willowcrest Castle. Save the date. Within 12 hours, 1.2 million views. 400,000 shares. Tens of thousands of comments from people who had no idea who I was but were already invested. It was electric. Ryan and I watched from the couch as the numbers climbed. He wrapped an arm around me. "You did this," he murmured. "No, we did." He kissed my temple. "They have no idea what they passed up." Right on cue, my phone buzzed with an incoming call. "Mom!" Ryan raised an eyebrow. "You sure?" "I'm done hiding," I said, and I answered. Mom didn't even say hello. "A castle, Alara? Live streaming? What are you thinking? You can't upstage your sister like this." I held the phone loosely, letting her words wash over me like waves hitting a rock. "I'm not upstaging anyone," I said quietly. "I'm having my wedding." "This is childish," she snapped. "Cancel all this nonsense. You're embarrassing yourself." "You made it clear you wouldn't come," I said, "so I made my own plans." Dad's voice came on the line. "Alara, you didn't even give us a chance to fix things. You said her wedding mattered more than mine." "That's not what we meant." "That's exactly what you said." Silence. Thick, clumsy silence. Then, in the background, Madison's voice, sharp, irritated, unaware that she was speaking loud enough to be heard. "She's just doing this for attention. She wants to steal my day." I almost smiled. There it was, the truth under every polished excuse. Mom cleared her throat. "You're making this harder than it needs to be." "No," I said softly. "I'm just done making it easier for you." Without waiting for her reply, I ended the call. Ryan's arms wrapped around me instantly. "Was that as satisfying as it sounded?" "More," I whispered. In the days that followed, the castle transformed. Chandeliers were installed. Florists twisted vines around balconies. Lighting crews tested golden washes that made the stone walls glow like fire at twilight. It was a dream, but it was also something else. A reclamation of my voice, my worth, my space in this world. The night before the wedding, I walked through the ballroom alone. The silence was soft, reverent, like the world holding its breath. Ashley and Jenna were finishing final checks, but even they paused when I stepped in. "You nervous?" Jenna asked. "No," I said honestly. "For the first time, I feel steady." A quiet confidence settled over me, the kind that didn't need proof or apology. Then Ashley gasped softly. "Alara, look." She was pointing at her phone. The live stream countdown page. Viewers waiting, 2.4 million. My breath caught. Ryan walked in behind me, glanced at the screen, and let out a low whistle. This is insane. But my eyes weren't on the numbers. They were on the girl in the reflection of the ballroom's glass wall. A girl who wasn't standing in her sister's shadow anymore. A girl choosing herself. My phone buzzed again. A video message from Madison. I opened it. She was in her wedding robe, hair in rollers, irritation rolling off her in waves. "Alara, stop this. You're embarrassing yourself. No one wants to watch your tiny wedding. Just postpone it like a normal person." Mom nodded behind her. I hit record and replied simply, "Hi, Madison. More than 2 million people are waiting for my wedding tomorrow. Small or not, it's meaningful. And unlike yours, mine isn't competing with anyone." I sent the video. Ryan laughed, delighted. "I love you." "I'm just getting started," I said. And I meant it. The morning of the wedding felt unreal, like I had stepped out of my own life and into a movie set. Sunlight spilled over the castle's stone towers, turning them gold. Early mist hovered over the hills in silk-like ribbons. Crew members moved with quiet efficiency, checking lenses, calibrating microphones, adjusting the drone path. A low hum of excitement buzzed through the courtyard, the kind of energy usually reserved for red carpet premieres. My dress hung in front of the tall windows of the bridal suite, shimmering in the natural light. When Harper stepped behind me to fasten the final clasp, her hands were gentle but sure. "You look unreal," she whispered. I gazed at myself in the mirror. Lace sleeves, gold undertones that caught the sun like embers, the train cascading behind me in soft waves. I didn't look like a backup daughter. I didn't look like someone who'd been told her happiness was not that serious. I looked like someone stepping into her own destiny. Outside, the live stream timer flashed on the monitor. 01:30, 01:28. The chat exploded with comments that flew past faster than I could read. "This looks like a movie. Who is this bride? The castle. The dress. OMG. I'm crying, and I don't even know her." "We stand this energy." Harper touched my elbow, grounding me. "Whenever you're ready." I drew in a deep breath. "Let's do this." She opened the door. And all at once, the hallway fell silent with awe. The staff paused, their faces softening. 2 videographers stepped back instinctively, capturing the moment like the opening frame of a fairy tale. As I stepped out onto the upper landing, the music swelled, soft strings, emotional, cinematic. Guests rose to their feet. The courtyard below glowed with golden light as petals swirled in the breeze. And then I saw him, Ryan, standing at the altar beneath a canopy of florals and lanterns, his expression full of awe and something deeper, devotion. My knees nearly buckled, not from nerves, but from sheer overwhelming emotion. The staircase felt like a dream under my feet. Each step was steady, slow, grounding. The cameras caught every detail, the light, the lace, the slight tremble of my fingers, the smile that refused to be contained. When I reached him, Ryan lifted my hands gently, like they were something sacred. "You're breathtaking," he whispered. "So are you," I whispered back. The officiant, Ryan's childhood mentor, began the ceremony with a warmth that wrapped around everyone like a blanket. His words spoke of partnership, respect, resilience, things my family had never offered freely, but Ryan had always given without hesitation. As he spoke, the comments kept streaming across the live feed. "These vows? I'm sobbing. The whole internet is at this wedding." Madison, who? When Ryan read his vows, his voice cracked on the line. "I loved you the moment I realized you never asked to be chosen. You just chose others. And today, I choose you, loudly, proudly, without hesitation." My eyes burned with tears I didn't bother hiding. I read mine too, about loyalty, vulnerability, courage, but also about reclaiming the parts of myself I had given away too cheaply. Ryan wiped my tears with a soft laugh. "You're going to ruin my makeup," he whispered. Laughter rippled through the guests. When we kissed, the drone swooped out over the castle, capturing the moment from above. Two tiny figures wrapped in sunlight, surrounded by blooming gardens and endless sky. The chat exploded again. "Best wedding I've ever watched. They won the internet. The energy of this bride is everything. I'm watching this in tears at my desk." We walked down the aisle to applause, cheers, and the sound of millions watching through their screens. For the first time in my life, I felt seen. Not compared, not dismissed, not overshadowed. Seen, truly seen. After the ceremony, the reception unfolded like a dream. The ballroom glowed with candlelight and champagne tones. The musicians played soft covers of love songs. Guests danced, laughed, toasted. Cameras floated around the room like magical fireflies, capturing moments that felt bigger than the day itself. Ryan spun me under the string lights, kissing my forehead. "Look around," he whispered. "You built this." "No," I said quietly. "We built this." Then, a vibration on my wrist. My phone. I slipped away from the crowd to check it. Messages from Mom, Dad, Madison. "Mom, Alara, please? We didn't know it would be this big. Why didn't you tell us?" "Dad, your cousin sent us screenshots. Can we join the live stream? The link isn't loading." "Madison, are you seriously getting 3 million people to watch your wedding? Why? Why would you do this?" I stared at the screen. So that was it. Not regret, not reflection, not an apology. They were upset they missed something important. Something they had dismissed. Something they believed didn't matter. The irony was poetic. I typed one message back. My wedding was important too. Then I put my phone in airplane mode. Because today wasn't about them. It was about me. About Ryan. About choosing love over guilt. About choosing myself after years of being an afterthought. When I returned to the dance floor, the DJ was easing into a slow song. Ryan reached out, pulling me close. I melted into him, letting the warmth of his hands and the glow of the lights wash away the last shadows of my family's voice. Later, as the night waned and guests drifted out with hugs and laughter, I stepped onto the castle terrace. The sky was deep blue, stars scattered like glitter. The live stream replay had hit 4.6 million views. Ryan joined me, sliding an arm around my waist. "Do you regret anything?" he asked softly. I thought of Madison's casual cruelty, my mother's dismissive tone, the way they had tried to shrink my happiness to fit their convenience. I shook my head. "Not a single thing," I said. "They showed me exactly what I needed to see." Ryan kissed me softly. "Then I think this is the start of something perfect." Behind us, the castle glowed with soft golden light. Ahead of us, an open future, one I chose. Not because I needed to prove anything, but because for the first time in my life, I finally chose myself.